In this video, I will take you on a road trip from Istanbul to Izmir and then to Pamukkale. It's a long 10 to 12 hour trip that I've condensed for you in this short video. So please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification as it really helps out in the growth of the channel. So without further ado, this is road trip to Pamukkale. This road trip was the first one that I have taken in Western Turkey. Of course, some of you may think that you can do this via plane or bus or even train, but I wanted to see the state of the roads in Turkey. And buses and train can be very time consuming, as there are no direct trains between Izmir and Istanbul, as far as I knew. And covering the same distance by car is quite rewarding for those who are ready to avoid taking highways and willing to go slightly off-road, which was my intention. On a slightly separate note, you guys can rent a car and drive it with an international license easily in Turkey. And I recommend that you rent from the Asian side of Istanbul, since it's much faster to get out of the city without spending hours in traffic, something that I learned after being stuck for hours in this traffic. And for renting a car, I recommend local rent or discover cars, as it has much better rates. I also use kayak for comparisons. You can go for the more expensive and reliable options such as Sixt and Europcar, as they may have better insurance packages. I decided to do this trip via the Highway 05, which is in excellent condition, have quite a few gas stations and restaurant, and you know where to stop and eat along the way. Please bear in mind though that this highway is a toll road and only a couple of stretch of it is actually free. And all of these tolls are automatic, where vehicles seamlessly pass through without stopping, as the toll uses license plate recognition technology to issue payment automatically. So entire cost of the stretch is around £16 or $20. The Istanbul to Izmir highway is less than 500 kilometers long, and I had an absolute smooth experience. There wasn't much to see. These views are absolutely mesmerizing, especially when you have music in the car. Because the ride is so smooth and so seamless, it can be quite tedious. That's why I recommend plenty of pit stops at various gas stations which are situated along this highway and offer some absolutely delicious cuisines, all Turkish and unique in their own way, and of course halal for any of those who are wondering. So make sure to take a break as much as possible and recover and recuperate. You can see many European cars that go across the Asia from this very route, as most Turkish motorways are of good standards. Parallel to the motorways, there are no toll state highways as well. They are generally well surfaced and signposted, but not as wide or as fast, and can become extremely congested near large towns. So in my opinion, it's not worth saving $20 for. And if you have time and you don't mind the traffic, they can make for a much more fun trip, as you can stop in these towns and explore, which unfortunately I could not do because I was short for time. But I have to say, the sunsets in this country are absolutely a sight to behold. Whether you're on the motorway away from the city or you're damn well right in the city, the horizons that these sunsets create are absolutely mesmerizing, and they looked even better whilst on the road. It took a whole day to approach this point, which was really close to Izmir, so I stopped to get some delicious food from this shop, which was in a petrol station near Izmir, and I must say it was really tasty and quite affordable as well. And after taking some rest, I woke up the next morning to have breakfast at this amazing local place that sells gozlem. Now, gozlem is a very delicious savory Turkish stuffed turnover dish, kind of like the calzone pizza that the Italians make. And inside the dough you can have various fillings such as minced meat, chopped lamb, fresh or smoked seafood, vegetables and mushrooms and cheese. And after having it, I've realized that it's definitely one of my favorite dish to try in Turkey, and I 100% recommend that you put this dish on your list. I filled mine up with spinach, cheese and lamb, and they give you sauces with it as well, so I definitely recommend that you guys should try it out. After filling my bellies up, I decided to take the road trip towards Pamukkale. Turkey is a whole different vibe towards the western side in winter, because the sun overlooking the sea is so beautiful. And the road trip now also shifted from being on the highway to being on smaller roads, which were nestled amongst valleys. There are many day trips that you can take from Izmir to Pamukkale, and you can easily book them in Izmir via tour buses. You can also take a train there as well, but keep in mind that you will lose out on seeing these amazing views and stopping wherever and whenever you want to. The distance from Izmir to Pamukkale is about 300 kilometers and can take about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on the traffic and the number of pit stops that you take. And again, just like the highways, there are plenty of pit stops and gas stations, and no potholes, of course. After taking some rest and seeing this absolutely stunning sun glistening over the Aegean Sea, I thought that it was time for me to stay here a wee bit longer and marvel at this beautiful view. The sea itself is actually divided into areas which are Greek and Turkish, and there are many islands which are dotted around this place which I obviously want to explore. Some Turkish and some Greek as well, but they definitely go on my itinerary for when I visit this place another time. This view was so breathtaking that I decided to stay at a local restaurant and have some tea or ice cream whilst I enjoy this view. And if you have any questions about where this view is, just put it in the comments below. And there are many spots just like this one and many marinas around the western part of Turkey which offer these absolutely stunning views. And this place was called Le Bandelin, which was a cafe near Izmir. I sat there for hours watching this amazing sunset and made this time lapse for you guys. So enjoy. I stayed over the night and made my way to Pamukkale the next day. So that concludes the road trip. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.